Hey guys, it's Kez, and today we're playing Inspector Parker in Betrapped. Now, I played this game back when it was available on Reflexive Arcade, back when Reflexive Arcade was still a thing, and lucky me, I managed to download all of the games that I'd purchased because before Reflexive Arcade was absorbed by Amazon, it sent an email to all of its customers saying, hey, we're about to shut down, here's your list of games, and here's where you can download them. So I guess I backed up my files, so I'm pretty much good to go. So let's just start an adventure game. I played this a little bit before, as you can tell, just to figure out the controls and refamiliarize myself with how to play and all that, so you guys don't have to sit through the boring part where I learn how to play the game. Let's just hit start new game, yes, and let's get started reading this thing. Chief Inspector Parker of Scotland Yard clung to the rail of the boat and his lunch as the vessel heaved in the storm surge. The lightning is distracting me a little bit. He could just make out the blob of a dark island ahead and the stony shape of Ravencourt Castle. Lord North Vandernaut of Ravencourt Castle had died recently, very recently. His heiress was a young American named May Vandernaut, and according to the family solicitor, someone was trying to kill her. Before Parker could get specifics from the man, the phone had gone dead, and so he had taken the next train up from London. What else could a chief inspector do? Thanks to the storm, he had barely had time, to send in a call to the local constable requesting information and to hire the last possible boat out. Alone, he would have to sniff out the would-be murderer and incapacitate him until help could arrive. He found that he was quite looking forward to it. Oh, so our inspector likes solving things and sleuthing. Welcome to Ravencourt Castle. The controls and the game are as such. We're playing Minesweeper. And the way we disable mines is we just right-click on them. Thankfully, well, I guess that's not true. I was going to say, unlike Minesweeper, there aren't mines in this game, but mines actually are one of the traps that you can trigger. So, yeah, kind of dangerous. Anyway, I played this game a lot years and years ago. I think I must have still been in high school when I was playing this. And I don't really remember how the story goes anymore. But, you know what? It's a fun game. I thought it'd be interesting to show you guys. Even if this does just turn out to be a one-off, I'm probably going to keep playing anyway, just because I do enjoy this game. But I don't know if the story is going to be engaging enough for you, my lovely viewers. So let me know what you think. But for now, let's just, well, trigger these traps, or disarm these traps, or whatever. I think there's going to be another one here in the corner. Okay. For those of you not familiar with the way that Minesweeper works, and honestly, how long have you been in this cave? How long have you been in that cave you've been in to not know what Minesweeper is? These green tiles show that there is one trap adjacent to this green tile. So you only have to be aware of the one, and that also means that there can only be one. Except when there are hidden traps, but we'll get to that later. This right here is a hidden trap. They don't reflect on the adjacent tiles. It's weird. Cannot disable the yellow skull tile, but I can step on it and then step off real quick to show that it's there. I don't know, I have mixed feelings about how they decided to handle that. Let's just hit this. Oh, and yeah, that was a mine, so that does explain what I was saying before about there being actual mines in this Minesweeper clone. But this is a good Minesweeper clone, because it does have a story, and it's a very interesting story, I think. It's very classic whodunit. And we just tap around through here. Over the course of the game, we will collect clues, and we will use those clues to figure out, well, whodunit. And I can't really remember whether the game records these clues for you or not. How did they get that blade down there? Okay, that's a knife. There's another trap there. There's another trap here, I believe. No? Here. There we go. Yeah, these corners make it tricky to find the trap sometimes. Just found a leaf on my back. After you solve a board, hit space to show where everything is. Like this vent. Let's have a listen. There are voices coming from the vent. Okay, now let me just get my notepad here. Do you hear what I said, Franklin? So we know that there's a character named Franklin. That odious, arrogant solicitor told me I couldn't call my safe Lady Vandernaut. So now we know that the widow Vandernaut is a character. We also know that May Vandernaut is a character from the introduction. Do you hear what I said, Franklin? That odious, arrogant solicitor told me I couldn't call myself Lady Vandernaut anymore. I was married to Lord Vandernaut, wasn't I? For 8 long years. Click. Oh, mother. Well, wasn't I? Doesn't 8 years entitle me to some respect? What an entitled bitch this lady is already. It's just a name, and May has every right to it. What rights? What did she ever do for this family? I should have known you wouldn't care. You didn't lift a finger when your own mother was being robbed of her rightful inheritance. I'm too busy to argue with you. Fine, then don't argue. But this time, Franklin, I swear to God, I expect you to do something. Kind of a bitch. Okay, where can we go? On my way in, I saw movement in the window of the west wing. Given the urgency of the situation, I'd better head there first. Okay. Quick walk. No, I do not want to use quick walk. Because I'm so tedious in calculating when I play this game anyway. I'd rather not the animation speed past me. Just saying. Let's just keep on tapping through. Tapping along. Doing our best to avoid getting blown up and stabbed and burned with acid and shot and... Come to think of it, is this game more violent or is Stranded? Okay, and then this one has to go here. I'm not going to get this perfect, just bear with me. I don't think I will get many of these levels perfect. By the way, if I happen to miss a clue, I mean, they are flashing, so it's not likely. Make sure you yell at me in the comments, because they are important, and I'm supposed to see them anyway. It's not like they're meant to be secret. Though if there are secrets in this game, you let me know about those too, because I've never heard of hidden secrets and Easter eggs in this game before. So they'd be kind of cool to see if they exist. Let's just tap. Oh, I guess I don't have to tap the space bar. Okay, let's see. North Vandernaut has the bloodstone around his neck in this portrait. Ah, the recently deceased North Vandernaut. Dreadful shame. But what is that gaudy thing around his neck? The bloodstone, is it? The bloodstone, is it? Not my cup of tea. Lord Vandernaut with the bloodstone. Clearly photoshopped on, too. And then here. This portrait is at least 10 years old. The elder Lord Vandernaut has been dead for some time, and North was more recently Lord of the Manor. Lord and Lady Vandernaut, North Vandernaut, Philippa, and Franklin. So now we know that Philippa is a character. And the way they are connected is North and the widow were married. And I assume their children, P-R-E-N, were Franklin and Philippa. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce her name. Okay. And it looks like that's all we can get from this room here. Nothing else seems to be click-onable. Let's just go then. Red flashing skull tiles. These are timed traps. If we're lucky, we don't even need to worry about stepping on them. Because I'm so slow and tedious when I go through and check for traps that they really shouldn't bother me. Whoops. I can't even pick that up. It's right there. Though I guess that thing could in theory be trapped too. Just keep on clicking away, looking for traps. Checking for hidden traps. Well, I guess a trap would be hidden. That's kind of their nature. This is such a neat game. I wasted hours of my life playing this thing. Well, I guess I can't say wasted. But I've definitely played this game quite a lot. Click, click, and click. It's just 3 of the traps. I still have 4 to go. According to the counter at the top right there. Okay. That's this area exhausted. Ah! I found another one. A net. Not really all that dangerous. Okay, there we go. Cleared out that. What else is there over here that I might find interesting? There's another one here. Okay then. And then finally, you should be the last one. There we go. Cool. Got all the traps from this room. Yes, inventory, whatever. Let's just take this thing. This should just be the dossier. Dear Chief Inspector Parker, received your request for information. We have put together a dossier on everyone staying at Ravencourt Castle. We'll send over some assistance, tomorrow's crossed out, when the storm clears. It looks like a bear's. I guess it's because that sea almost completely closes. Constable Huckle. Cool. Huckle is the constable. Okay, it's an envelope addressed to me. Must be the information I requested. A dossier on everyone staying at the house. And one of them is the booby trapper. Gallery, we don't need to see that right now. It's just our list of suspects. I don't think it serves any purpose just yet. The line is dead. Must be this blessed storm. Why don't people live in the city where things actually work? Yes, indeed. Very sensitive of you, Inspector. In some rooms, you will run across other characters. You cannot speak to them until you've cleared the traps. Just like you can't pick up stuff until you've cleared the traps, or move on to the next rooms, or anything important or useful like that. There we go. Yeah, I'm actually playing this game windowed, so it's very hard to not click on some of the various... Hang on, yellow skull tile. Oh, it's one of those. It's a ranged trap. It's very hard to click in the right spot sometimes, just because the squares are getting smaller and smaller as the rooms get bigger and bigger. And I'm playing windowed, which doesn't help matters at all. Let's just keep going around. Because as soon as I clear out the middle, yeah, I don't have to worry about it anymore. It seems to me that there should be one here. Another here. And that should be all of these. Let's just keep on moving ahead. Oh, I do love these whodunit themed games. I also like board games. One that I enjoy with my husband is called Kill Dr. Lucky. Keep on clicking. We're nearly there, Inspector. Okay. After a while, you'll notice that I'll click on traps without actually finishing checking all the squares around it. That's because if you've been playing with this, or Minesweeper really, for a while, you start to recognize patterns. And I actually had to play through the first 10 levels of this to finish out the tutorial the last time I played, but because it does contain story elements, I felt like it would be important to show you guys those too. So, there should be 3. They can only be there. There, got them all. Cool. Character dialogue. You can now speak to May Vandernot. Talk to all of the characters you run across and ask them questions from your topic list. They will tell you a lot about what is going on at Ravencourt. You can also return and speak to a character again later in the game. Cool, good to know. Where? Oh, there she is. Is there anything else I can collect? Okay, let's just grab this first. Famous jewel thief remains behind bars. Jewel thief. I'll have to organize my notes between episodes, but for now. Jewel thief. His name is Dirk Chamberlain. Dirk the Smirk. Chamberlain was up for parole last week after having served 20 years at Hargate Prison for a botched heist at London's British Museum. His telltale MO, including ransoming the jewel back to the owner, and his use of black filament rope, convicted him of that crime. His defense says Chamberlain is now a reformed and elderly man. He expressed a desire to go live with one of his daughters. However, British opinion towards the French mastermind was unfavorable. He is French, and his parole was denied. Okay. We'll just close this. I'm sure all of these are important. Now we can talk to May. Excuse me, madam. Oh, certainly. I mean, yes, but who are you, sir? Introduction. Madam, I am Chief Inspector Parker of Scotland Yard, and if I might presume, you must be May Vandernot, the new heiress of Ravencourt Castle. That's what I meant. Yes, I am. But how did you know? You're American, my dear. You have a look of wide-eyed innocence that our young ladies in Britain have lost these days. Also, your accent pretty much gives you away, my dear. Oh my, well, yes oh goodness. But how did you get here? I thought we were stranded in this storm. Very carefully, Lady Vandernot. It is lucky for you that I managed. You see, I have come to save your life. Oh? That does sound dreadful. You've gone quite pale. Surely you've realized that someone is out to harm you. There are more than a dozen deadly snares in this room alone. Well, the old place did strike me as something of a rattletrap. Rattletrap? Good heavens! I'd get you away from here if I could, but since there's no chance of that in this storm, I will go through the house personally and make sure that it is safe. You are an extremely fortunate woman that I, Chief Inspector Parker, tooting my own horn, am here to protect you. Yes, well, that is certainly very nice of you. Thank you so much. My dogs are barking at something. Just give me a moment. I'm back, everyone. Just someone at the door. Anyway, family solicitor. Do you know where I might find Milton Masterwood, the family solicitor? Okay, so Milton Masterwood is the family solicitor. Masterwood. There we go. Put that down. He's the one who contacted me about this matter. Oh, and contacted Inspector. There. Mr. Masterwood, he must be here somewhere. You might try the library. It's over in the East Wing. Library, East Wing. And I'll draw a little compass up here with the directions. Okay, so up and right is east. Down and right is south. Down and left is west. And up and left is north. There we go. Okay, North Vandernot. Tell me about your uncle, Lord North. Oh, but I never met him. You see, Daddy was the oldest, and he was supposed to inherit the title and all of that. But then he met my mother and, well, gave it up. Isn't that romantic? I suppose they were very young. Oh, yes, I suppose they were. Anyway, he followed her to America, and they had me. And then they died, you know. It was a car accident. I'm sorry, my dear. Okay, so May's parents died in a car accident. May parents died. Car accident. There we go. So for the past 8 years, I've lived with my mother's family. I've really had no contact with the Vandernots at all. Believe me, Inspector, no one could have been more shocked than I was when I inherited all this. And yet you were willing to leave the only home you ever knew. It is, of course, quite a fortune. Oh, I know it's a lot of money, and everyone must think I'm... Oh, but honestly, I haven't even gotten my head around the money part. I just feel responsible. It is my family, after all. I mean, my father was a Vandernot, so it is my duty, isn't it? Indeed. There are quite a few guests staying here, are there not? What do you make of them? Well, I only arrived myself last week. Most of the guests are friends of Uncle North who came to the funeral. To be honest, everyone here seems to be hanging on. Then again, there is the storm. You can be sure that I will determine exactly what everyone is doing here and assist them in finding their ways as soon as the storm clears. Oh, well, I don't really mean to be... I mean, it's not my place. Oh dear. Now, I need you to think carefully, Lady Vandernot. Since you've arrived, has anyone said or done anything that seemed threatening to you? Oh, but Inspector, I mean, I'm such a fish out of water. Practically everyone would like to see me gone. Has anyone said so? I don't want to get anyone in trouble. I mean, no one has said anything to my face, exactly. This could mean your life, madam! Oh dear. Well, Mr. Masterwood has been very kind to me, and let's see, Juliet, the maid, she is very sweet, and Countess Rodriguez, too. Okay, so, nice to May were Mr. Masterwood, the family solicitor, Juliet, the maid, and Countess Rodriguez. So the rest of them are rude as the dickens. Is that it? Well, I suppose, but... Oh, not Mr. Egerton either. Mr. Egerton is also nice to her. He's been so very, especially nice. And he's such an important scientist, too. Very well, madam, but I want you to tell me right away if you notice anything specific. Cool! What level is this? Level 6? Okay, let's just take this. Oh, we already checked this, never mind. And then, I suppose we just leave. I know we can't go through here, so we'll worry about that later. And I think this is going to be our last level. I lost track of how long I was recording because I had to go answer the door, but, you know. Some rooms will have time traps. You have to find the trap and disarm it before the timer expires. Look for unusual objects in the room. Yeah, we can do that. Like this thing! This thing that was pretty much already a dead giveaway. Because it was the example that was shown. Anyway. Let's just keep clicking around and looking for traps. Practically have to molest the wall. Click, click. Click. Yeah! I'm getting good at this. I'm sure I'm good at finding all these traps. Yeah! Look at me go! Finding all these traps. I'm like a regular, person who finds traps. And disarms them. Yeah, I got nothing. Sorry about that. Is there a name for someone who specializes in disarming traps? Like, I know this is a thing that happens for thieves in, like, role-playing games and tabletop gaming and all that good stuff, but I don't know there are actually any real professions that are involved in disarming traps. Do you guys know? I don't. I've already established that I don't, but I'd like to put emphasis on the fact that I don't. Let's just keep looking around, groping walls, and chairs, apparently. No? Oh, right. And then there's that one there. I still have 5 to go. Okay. We're getting there. Slowly but surely we're getting there. There's another one. And then I should be able to come around here. There's another. Oh. Oh dear. Oh dear. I know that this is safe, but... This is safe. So this is safe. Okay. So our last trap should be here. Perfect! Oh no, that's not our last trap. I'll shoot. These are touching 2, these are touching 2. These are each touching 1, so these are fine. Okay, so this is safe. This is not safe. Okay. There, we got it! Cool. Oh, I was lucky. Okay. If I might have a word, sir. Who the devil are you? I'd like to introduce myself. The devil has nothing to do with it, sir. I'm Chief Inspector Parker of Scotland Yard, and I only just arrived. Chief Inspector, are you on business, or were you a friend of North's? Very much business, I'm afraid. I hope this is all about the booby traps. A chap can hardly take a step in this house. At last! I was beginning to think I was imagining things. Not unless we're in the same nightmare. Edmund Dashalot at your service. Edmund Dashalot. Whenever I hear the name Edmund, I think of Blackadder. Came for the funeral. So, what are you going to do about this trap business, then? Find the responsible party, Mr. Dashalot. To that end, I hope you will answer a few questions. Fire away. Tell me how you knew North Vandernot. Okay, Ed Dashalot. Leave a space. North Vandernot. There we go. We were in the same profession, aren't we? Rogues, bushwhackers, riverbenders. Explorers, you mean? Exploring buddies. I can't believe I got to include the word buddies in my inspector notes. Adventurers. That's what the London Post called me. What the hell is a coast? Suits me, don't you think? It also suited Lord Vandernot. I read a few articles of his exploits myself. Did you ever go adventuring together? Only once. Still, he was a friend. He was friend enough to come pay my respects. My brain's all over the place. What do you know about North's family? There's so much reading. He never said much about them, just that he was happy to get away from Ravencourt. I think that's the reason he traveled like he did. From what I've seen of them this week, I can't blame him. Ah! That would be Philippa and Franklin Egerton. Oh, Philippa and Franklin Egerton. Step-siblings. Okay. Egerton. And Barbara Vandernot, his stepmother. Let's just... The widow Vandernot is Barbara. Here we go. Mostly her, I think. She's a right witch, I can tell you, and she's not exactly grieving over North. The other two, at least, seem genuinely sorry. And have you heard any of them speak against May? To me? No, but then none of them have said more than 2 words to me since I got here. What do you make of the new heiress? Awkward girl. Of course, I have a way of making women nervous, but still. She's a timid bird. And American to boot. Found to be difficult for everyone. I've tried to give her some advice. Told her she needed a man about the place, someone to look out for her rights. Anyone can see she hasn't the foggiest idea how to run an estate. It shouldn't be hard for her to find someone. She's not bad to look at. And there is the estate she just inherited. Yes, well, it does sweeten the pot. Listen here, you're a man of the world. You must have seen something amiss. You must have seen something amiss, have some idea who's responsible for these traps. Ah, I'm tripping over my own tongue. Not me, old man. But then, I've been rather distracted with my grief. And well, there are some damned attractive ladies in the house. Yes, I can see that you're heartbroken. That's that from him. And then our last place to check is the vent. There are voices coming from the vent. Mark my words, Juliet. Someday I'll find Smithers and kill him for running. Okay, running off and leave me to do the butlering. And with all these guests hanging about, if I had my way, they'd all be dumped to sea and left to swim to the mainland. You would have run away, too, if you had heard that horrible scream. I'm sick of hearing about that horrible scream. Gives me the creeps, it does. There was a scream. You can ask Lady Vandernot or Philippa. Philippa. How did I almost say Philippines? If you mean the old cow, she's not Lady Vandernot no more, is she? She's... I'm gonna start this over. If you mean the old cow, she's not Lady Vandernot no more, is she? It's plain old Mrs. Vandernot now, and you can bet she's having a fit about it. Anyway, she don't care how old North died. All she cares about is hating that American twit and scheming to get her hands on the estate. Poor North. It was so horrible. And yet, I have the feeling it is not over yet. Oh, shut it. You'll have everyone on pins and needles, and this job is hard enough as it is. I'm going out to get some air. Later. Jeez. Oh, somebody's not pleased about all these guests in the house. One of maids displeased with guests. Well, I guess it doesn't have to be a maid. Service persons. One of the service persons is displeased with the guests. Okay, so that's been 7 levels of Betrapped. I do want to play more. I want to look at more of this game. I want to show more of this game to you all. But I guess my tongue and mouth need a rest. Plus, I'm still a little distracted from the guest at the door. Nothing serious, just another charity coming up to, you know, ask for money and give away candy. I didn't take the candy, I'm on a little bit of a diet. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Make sure that you like the video if you liked the video. Leave a comment, let me know what you think. Share the videos with your friends, subscribe to the show, all that good stuff. And if you want to communicate with me outside of YouTube, you can reach me through Facebook and Twitter in the links in the description below. So I guess I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye. Love you.